so good afternoon everyone. I am the James Jess. So we are the group 4. So today we will be presenting our content presentation entitled The Novel. So in our presentation, we will present you 4 novel titles with its authors. The first novel title that my groupmates will discuss is The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne, to be followed by The Lord of the Flies by William Golding, The Road by Cormac McCarthy, and lastly, On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Wong. So let us hear the first reporters of The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne.
Okay, so good afternoon everyone. So I am the first reporter for the last group. So today I'm going to discuss to you the short background of the author for the novel Scarlet Letter. So guys, take note that it's very important that we must know the person who wrote behind this novel, because how to nabitang tribute na naman iba nila ba, or kanang as a way of kanang acknowledging them sa ilang contribution for this literary world. Okay, so let's start. So who was the author of the novel Scarlet Letter? So the author of it is Nathaniel Hawthorne. So he was born on July 4, 1804 and died on May 19, 1864. So he was an American novelist and a short story writer known for his dark psychological and moral themes. Okay, so as you can see, sa iyang ng last name, which is Hawthorne, so di ba na IW nga na-add? So before dyan na Hawthorne na dyan na, wag dyan na JW, but then, di-ada ni Nathaniel Hawthorne. So sa inyong paminawan, pahang nag-add si Nathaniel Hawthorne sa iyang last name of W. Okay, so N1, basig na ako yung idea. Okay, so ako na naman. So, Nathaniel Hawthorne added it on his last name. It's because he wanted to distance himself from this controversial legacy or historical connection. Kay pagkakuan ng God, pagka around year 1962, naman sila ito ng murag gitawag ka ng solemn witch trials on which kanang na sila giparatangan ng mga badge nga nag-contain daw or nag-contain daw ka ng mga supernatural nga power or kanang mga mututo bitaw mga mututo ina so tungod na pud sa kahadlo or kanang mga haka-haka munang na-start or nasugdan nga mga trials or patakaran. But eventually, kanang nahibaw-an naman pod or naigililis ng mga innocent ng mga people nga wa ingana. So, ang kanang Hawthorne daw, mga family name nila is maunggi ada ni Nathaniel o W. Ang ilang family name is because kanang bitang ijan gitaguan or para maladyo bitaw sa kahulian ng ilang family name. Kaya ang Hawthorne mo is ilang giingon is one of the kanang judges bitaw ingana na trial. So murag bisag insulto or murag na ay bahid munang ijang gi ada og W. So kagets ra?
Yes.
Okay, so moving on. Nathaniel Hawthorne was the life of Nathaniel Hawthorne was marked by tragedy. Why? Because his father died when he was just only 4 years old. So moto nga, after the early death of his father, he was being raised by his maternal relatives or mother. So dito, he developed a strong connection to his Puritan heritage, which later on influenced his writings. So the early life, di ba, ako marked by tragedy. So he attended Bowdoin College and later on secluded himself for several years to focus on reading and writing. So his literary career faced initial challenges, but he gained recognition with the publication of Twice Told Tales in 1837. So pagka 1834, namindyo si Johnny Sophia Peabody. So akin si Nathaniel Hawthorne, before si Johnny yung ganap nga writer, kanang nagtrabaho sa sidya o kanang tagapagbalita or reporter. So his works include Fun Show in 1828, so money is the first novel, Twice Told Tales in 1837, The Scarlet Letter in 1850, The House of the Seven Doubles in 1851, and the last one is The Blettedale Romance on 1852. So, Hawthorne's writing style is characterized by symbolism and allegory, and he is considered a key figure in the American Romantic movement. So, nga nung symbolism, napil ko na sa ija murag yung style. It's because sa kanto pa naman nga novel nga itakol ni Mira after ho is kanang bitang all about sa kanang badging nga kanang tawag lang nakasa sa society, kanang adultery ang isang nabuhat na sa. So, dito, gi-judge siya, hukman sa mga tao, balik sa likway, nga na. But then, kanang napabilin niya kung siyang ligon o stronger, dyan, napadayo sa iyang kinabuhi. So, ano siya nawagan o hope or paglaog. Okay, so, kanang symbolism is one of his writing style. It's because, nabito sa day kanang beware nga necklace, nga karang letter A. So, ang katong isang beware nga necklace letter A is nag-symbolize ng gusto sa iyang pagkamasasala. So, munang, symbolism is one of his writing style. Okay, so that's all. I hope you understand.
So now let's talk about the theme of the novel Scarlet Letter. So the Scarlet Letter explores themes of sin, guilt, and redemption. But before I will explain the themes, which is the sin, guilt, and redemption, I will tell the summary story of the novel The Scarlet Letter. So the Scarlet Letter happened in Puritan New England. So this novel revolves around the character of Hester. So Hester is the main character of the novel, The Scarlet Letter. So she violates the moral and religion code of the Puritan society, which is the adultery. So like what Himu said, that si Hester bitaw, always siya mag-wear o kanang necklace, which is naay nakakuan letter A, which kanang nagpamatuod bitaw nga siya is kanang sad-an siya sa ilang society, nga nakaviolate siya sa ilang moral code sa ilang society, which is an adultery. Kaysa ang story ng God sa Scarlet Letter is kani si Hester, ibang-mura siya og nasday laing lover bisan og kanang married na si Johnny Roger Chillingworth. So si Hester, even married na si Johnny Roger Chillingworth, nagkuhan ko siya og laing lover, which is si Arthur Damesdale. So kani si Arthur, kuhan siya minister o father siya sa kanang illegitimate child ni Hester. So kani dai si Hester o si Arthur na sila usa ka anak. And then they found out nga kani dai si Roger ning kuan sila og grabe bitaw nga revenge pagkahibaw nga kani si Hester lagi ni commit og adultery, which is ang nanguan siya og lain laki bisan married na siya. Is kanang kuan siya kanang nailabag bitaw sa ilang kanang moral code lagi. So that's why ang kanila novel nag-explore siya sa theme of sin. So first sin kay sin siya tungod ka ang kani si Hester ning commit siya og adultery, and not just si Hester ra ang commit og adultery, also ang isang lover nga si Arthur. Ang si Arthur man god kay minister siya sa ilang lugar. So which is dako pud nga sa nga manguan siya og laing budget bisan kanang murag mag-serve bitaw siya sa ilang bay, minister siya sa sa ilang society, minister siya. So di kay si Hester ra ang naay sa otro po si Arthur. And then moreover kani pud si Roger Chillingworth, ni kuan po siya sa theme nga scene kay kanang sa grabe bitaw siya og kanang kasuko, so much anger. That's why ning kuan siya sa grabe po the revenge, which is murag nahimo ni siya evil, so which is sin po siya. So next is the guilt. So kung makasa ka, masunod man dyan ang guilt. So ang kani si kanang Arthur si Hester, siyempre naka-feel sila og guilt sa ilang gipangbuhat. And so that's why Hester, burdened by her guilt, struggles to find redemption and acceptance in a society that constantly reminds of her transgression. So transgression means kanang may pag-commit nimo og sa lagay, which is kanang lagay adultery. And then the guilt also affects other characters such as Reverend Arthur. So like what I said, Reverend Arthur is kanang ministers siya sa ilang society. So that's why at siya nakapil po siya og grabe nga guilt. So after ang guilt mo kuanta sa redemption. Redemption is because ang kani si Hester di ba kay gikuan sila nga makasasa, i-shame sila publicly nga ingon na lagi sila nga pagkatao murag humiliate bitaw sila sa ilang society. It's because ni-commit lagi sila ingon nga sin. But then as the story progresses na kuan sila nga redemption because as the story progresses, Hester transformed from a symbol of shame to a respected member of the community due to her acts of charity and compassion. So the Scarlet Letter, which is initially resilience, through Hester's journey, the novel explores the possibility of redemption and the power of forgiveness. Ngayon na redemption mo siya para sa kanang kuan Hester. It's because Hester is kanang, despite bitaw sa grabe na nga kanang pag-humiliate niya sa mga tao niya, naka-kuan gapon siya, naka-achieve gapon siya in nganing word na redemption. It's because was siya ning undang, was siya ning hunong kanang ija gyapon gi-accept da ija gi-face ang mga consequences as a change sa ijang gibuhat nga sa and same goes to Arthur, which is kanang sa ijang build kita na achieve niya ang kanang redemption. It's because sa end man sa novel kay ning confess niya sa ijang so para niya redemption na to niya para ma-free siya sa guilt nga ijang gibati kay at last na confess niya ang ijang sa even if namatay man to siya. So that's all.
Good day everyone. So I'm going to discuss the author background of the writer of the novel The Lord of the Flies by William Golding. So William Gerald Golding is commonly known as William Golding, was a British novelist, playwright, and poet. So he was born on September 19, 1911, and in St. Columb Minor, Cornwall, England. So Golding attended Brasenose College, Oxford, where he studied English literature and graduated with a Bachelor of Art degree in 1934. So after niya ning eskwela, which is nag-work siya as a school teacher, and later on ning served siya as a Royal Navy during World War II. So his experience during the war is including witnessing the atrocity and dark side of the human nature greatly influenced his writing. So si Golding is ang first novel niya is ang The Lord of the Flies. So he was published in 1954 and became an instant success. The book explored the descent into slavery of the group of boys stranded on an uninhabited island. So it considered that a classic and English literature and has been widely studied in school and university. Throughout his career, Golding wrote numerous novels, plays, and essays, often into themes of human culture and morality and the struggle between civilization and savagery. Some of his often notable works included The Inheritors, Pincher Martin, Free Will, and The Spire. In recognition of his literary achievement, Golding was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1983, and he continued to write and publish until his death on June 19, 1993, caused by heart attacks in Piranavertal, Cornwall, leaving behind a significant body of work that continues to be celebrated and studied today. That's all.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. So my name is Angel Bunao, and today I will be discussing the themes of the story The Lord of the Flies. So mula dito, kung naay Lord of the Rings, na po yung Lord of the Flies si William Golding. Okay, so
So here are the things. So before that, let me ask you if have you ever watched a movie entitled Temptation Island? Katong si candidates man siguro to sila, and then kanang ang niganap kay si Marlon Rivera sila po, and then sakay sila barko ingat to, then nimbuto mo lang itong barko nilang gisakyan. So kanang pagmata nila ingat to katong mga candidates kay kanang nana sila sa stop na sila sa usa ka island. And there is also a movie nga katong Ma'am Zilas, katong sila Eugene Domingo and si Maricel Soriano. Tong natupod sila sa barko, and then nato tragedy nga nahitabo. So pagmata sa duha, nana sila sa kanang isla. So kanang this is somehow related to the story The Lord of the Flies. So let me ask you, do you even believe in the beast, or is beast really exist? Yes, team? Very good. So kanang imo mapun lagi natin kung motuo ba kang beast or di, kay para po sa story relation sa kanang The Lord of the Flies, mas motuo pa kuno sila ghost kaysa kuno sa beast. So here are the themes. The first thing is human nature, second is civilization, then the third is savagery, then the fourth one is spirituality and religion. So the first thing is human nature. Do you have an idea what human nature is? Yes, Zoila? Okay, Zoila, very good. So, aside that, it is the when we say human nature, it means that it is the human's way of thinking, acting, and reacting that are common to most or all human beings, and can also be learned in social situations. In fact, human nature is a set of characteristics that what makes us human. Yes, that all humans have the same nature, and individual experiences can cause us to express our nature differently. Kaya di ba, kanang lahi-lahi man lagi po tag experiences na anagihan, lahi-lahi po tawag ka ng mga, kanang lahi-lahi po lagi tag kanang ginikanan na nag-mold nato. So, expected yun na lahi-lahi po tawag human nature. Now, I have a question for you guys to answer para mas deeper pa dyan ang atong understanding about the story of The Lord of the Flies. So, what do you think will happen when the constraint of civilization vanish and raw human nature takes over? Yes, Kizaya? Excellent! So, imo malagi po na opinion, Kizaya. So, thank you for sharing your knowledge. And then, when we say civilization, it is the state of having an advanced level of social organization and a comfort way of living. It is civilization is a kind of living of a particular people, nation, region, or period. Mo nang mag-need gadget o kanang control, and we should also know our limitations. Kaya kung mawagtan ng constraint of civilization and ang human nature mo takes over, kanang maybe someone will use the power to the people around them in a negative way. So, pero may bawa na ito sa story sa The Lord of the Flies kung sa'yo may tabo if mawag na ang constraint of civilization. The boys from The Lord of the Flies collapses under the weight of their innate savagery rather than follow rules and work hard. Instead, they pursue fun, succumb to fear, and fall to violence. So in the beginning of the story, a group of schoolboys are evacuated from Britain because of nuclear war. So katong giingon ho ganin ang Temptation Island and katong Ma'am Zila sa ilang gisakyan kay barko. However, ang kaning sa The Lord of the Flies, ang ilang gisakyan is airplane. So more na tong a group of schoolboys, and then the adults also nisakay na tong kanang airplane. So sila kanang passengers. And then paglupa din itong airplane, there was a nuclear war nga hit ngadto. Motong reason nga na-crash down ang atong airplane. So motong pagmata ni Ralph, si Ralph is one of the protagonists in the story. So pagmata na-stuck na sila sa island, and there were kanang no adults kanang na-survive without katong tanang mga adults was kanang namatay, and then katurang a group of schoolboys mura to kanang na-survive. Ages between 6 and 12. So sila ra then. So as Ralph and the other boys see that there are no adults around, they decided that they must attract the attention of any other surviving children. So, para ma-attract to, ang katong mga katag-katag man lagi kay di ba? Lahi na sila pudog ka ng pag-crash down sa plane kay nagtimpo kay sila dadon. So nagkatag-katag sila ingat kada. And then to attract the katong mga group of schoolboys katong mga laki kanang Ralph locates a conch shell. So, ang conch shell kay bumalik yung picture pero kanang more sa kanang sa dam search mo guys. Basta conch shell siya na pwede rin apir kung susubukan siya. Basta kay ang kaning conch shell kanang plays a significant impact on the story The Lord of the Flies kay kanang kaning conch shell kanang symbolizes civilization and order. So, muna to, Ralph locates a conch shell and begins to blow onto it. So, feel na diyang pag-blowing nga to na nag-as-it siya na trumpet to siya. So, muna to, to summon the other boys with the noise of it. So, nanood to sila pag-blow ni Ralph sa katong conch shell. Then, once assembled, the boys set about electing a leader and devising a way to be rescued. So, muna to. Then, pag timpukay na nila ingat to, they decided to choose a leader. So, muna ilang i-choose is si Ralph. So, they choose Ralph as their leader since Ralph is the oldest and he is 12. And then, pag na to, Ralph appoints another boy, which is Jack, to be in charge of the boys. At si Jack, di-appoints dyan ni Ralph to hunt food. Para na yung hunting ba sa ilang pagkaon. So, muna to. Then, human nature si Jack to the point that this story is human nature of anong tingin niya kay human nature si Jack to the point that there is a competition that happened between Jack and Ralph. Kaya kini si Jack ay gusto niya si Jack ma-leader and then gusto niya ma-remove ko si Ralph as a leader. So, I have here a question. Kanang opinion naman gani, is competitive people good or bad? Yes, Christian? Okay, okay, mo man naging ng opinion. So para po na ho, being a competitive one is not a bad trait because it always depends upon the goals of the competitor, right? Di ba? When it comes sa academic na to, naman lagi nga example si Cindy, alam competitive ra siya Cindy sa academics, ang aim si Jack kanang mag gold award eh. So, in a good way po, where there is kanang people kapag nga competitive na to the point na maka-hurt ka sa siyang fellow human being. So, the next is civilization. So, I said this a while ago that civilization is a kind of living, particular people, nation, region, or period. So, in the story man, the Lord of the Flies, na sila sa isla. And this island kay good, isang good island since there is water to drink and also foods to eat. Like mag-hunt ko sila og kanang pigs kay mo naman lagi available sa isla. So dito din sila mag-inom eh. So mga to, di ba si Jack as the chosen to hunt the pigs, keep hunting but he doesn't catch anything. So mo lagi ng way of living. So pero si Jack di ko siya makahunt og kanang mga pigs. Later on, Jack figures out to paint his face because he thinks that the pigs were turning away from him running away from him rather because of his pink face. So basin ko nahadlok kuno ang kanang mga pigs nila tungod sa pink face. Mo tigil ni Jack. So Jack becomes preoccupied with the act of hunting. Mo tong sige gahapon siya hunt. So one day when the ship passes by on the horizon, Ralph and Piggy noticed that the signal fire, which had been the hunter's responsibility to maintain, has burned out. So, ang responsibility was sa katong nila Jack and the other group, kayo di ba mag-hunt. Pero di na puno tumaod ang responsibility, which is, ang ilang responsibility is to maintain the signal fire. Kaya para, kung na-ship na, or bark kumulabay, kanang mutoy kanang way nila kung may bawaan na naitaw sa ingat tunga isla. So, mga to. Then, Ralph tried to, niabot na sila kung ano to, Jack. Then, Ralph tried to talk Jack. Kanang idang istorya si Jack. And then, Pero pag abot nila Jack, ang lipayan nila kay nakabing mo to lang first skill, nakapatay sila og pig. Pero more mag-disappointed si Ralph imong tungura. So ilang gis kastorya si Jack. So mo to. But then kanang mo tong murag wa man naka-feel siguro si Jack nga wa murag di kanang happy si Ralph. So mo tong di man lagi si Jack, he cannot do something with Ralph. So mo tong si Ralph di-rated si Piggy and si Jack. Then mo tong instead nga ijang saktan si Ralph, si Piggy na lang ijang gisagpa. Instead si Piggy na lang ijang gisagpa bisag naghilom-hilom na si Piggy. So mo tong tingas lang ang gisagpa man si Johnny Ralph, ngo man day sala sa moto. So mo to ang sakaan kanang civilization. Then the next one is wait lang. To adapt, Golding showed hints of savage peace within society and all the boys' irrational fear of peace. So that night, while they were sleeping, some military planes engaged in a battle high above the island. And then the dead man in the parachute falls into the island. So motong Sam and Eric, that means, saw the dead man in parachute and think that it is a beast. So motong pagka kita ni Sam and Eric sa katong dead man nga nag-parachute. So para nila kanang mo kultoy beast. So nabulabog ang tanan and then pag ato nila Sam and Eric sa puta motong ijahay sila og pangita kung asa ang beast. The third one is savagery. So the beast is a symbol that Golding uses to represent the savage impulses lying deep within every human being. So di ba yung ato sila sa isla. Then nakita nila Sam and Eric pero there is no beast. So motong kanang they turn around and padong sila sa kanang head of the mountain. Then kanang while on the way to the mountain, ni-stop sa sila and then nagbuhat sila ko sa kasadyaw. Pero ang ilang sadyaw kay murag na lang ang ilang mong sadyaw kay there is someone or one man na muak as a pig, then napoy kanang someone po nga mo try to attack, which is pretty violent, right? Kay murag paano dyan kanang makasakit na sila sa katong kay mag-attack lang sila. So mo to. Then and then naka-decision po to sila ang kanang mga group of boys nga kanang they hold a group meeting and Jack wants to remove Ralph as a leader, so diri na. But the other boys refuse to vote Ralph out of power. So mato ang sukuan ni Jack and said everyone wants to hunt can come on him. Then Ralph and the other boys build a signal fire, but before they finish the task, most of them slipped away and joined Jack. Jack declares himself as a leader. So sila na may buot mas dagan ang lagi ng panig ni Jack. So nga declares niya ang kagalingon as a leader and organized hunting and violence. So the theme is all about savagery, in which Jack's hunter attacks Piggy and Ralph and their few followers steal Piggy's eyeglasses. So and one boy named Roger rolls a boulder. So ang katong si Roger nagpagulong siya og arang dako ang bato to the point nga ang katong naigo sa bato is si Piggy. So namatay si Piggy. Then si Ralph manages to escape and hide for the rest of the night. So nahalong na si Ralph at nandiyan nagsukol kawa naman si Piggy. So mato. The fourth theme is spirituality and religion. So Simon occupies this role in Lord of the Flies, and in doing so, he symbolizes all the great spiritual and religious men. He do believe that the fact that the beast they fear is themselves. So, mato. So sa story kay while nakadaway sila kanang katong pigs, and then while they were having a feast si Simon ning ato siya sa katong gibutangan ang nakadaway mo lagi sila kay man kay nagiputlan ang katuko sa baboy and then gibutangan ang nilang stick then baboy dire jamotong pag kumaningan to kanang niadto si Simon dito and then idang tan-aw tong kanang Simon ventures out into the island. One day, while he is there, Jack and his followers erect an offering to the beasts nearby. A pig's head mounted on sharpened stick and swarming with flies. So, ang katong mo nagitaw si Lord of the Flies kay napalibutan ko tong kanang ang katong sa baboy o langaw bitaw. So, Simon conducts an imaginary dialogue with the hen, which he dubs the Lord of the Flies. Thank you.
So, good afternoon everyone, I am Ben Marcoria. So, we're going to tackle about The Road by Cormac McCarthy. The Road is a novel published in 2006 by Cormac McCarthy. It follows an unnamed man and boy who are father and son as they travel to safety after most of the earth is wiped out by an apocalyptic event. Most of humanity has been destroyed, and the remaining humans since there is no longer any civilization. The man and the boy refuse to participate in this. They cling to their humanity to the hope that they will find other people who feel the same way they do. They call their commitment to Savior carry the fire, and they used to praise to remind themselves to preserve when they feel discouraged or disheartened. So guys, ingani nga story guys. So naay apocalypse nga nahitabo sa American Southeast. So which is cannibalism nga mopatay sila mga tao. So ang character ani is the man, boy o the woman which is the mother of the boy. So pero kay wag naman na kay sa ganinahan mo tong that time nagkuha na lang siya nag-suicide na lang siya kay bisag kinsa po siguro oy o kanang ang feeling nimo nga murag end of the world na din siyempre ang uban mas pilion na lang mo mamatay kaysa magbuhat pa nga laing mo patay sa imuha. So ang nahitabo ani ang hibili na laman ang man o ang boy. So bisan man ang evilness ang ilang nakita sa palibot, ni-remain sila sa ilang gibarugan nga di sila musundok sa uban nga mopatay og tao. Kay so after nin travel sila bisag asa kay nangita sila mga laing kaparihan nila ba nga koan kanang murag good sila mga wordi pag mapatay lang tao. Then at the same time nangita pud sila og kanang mga abandon nga mga bahay kay basin na sila ipagkaon para makasurvive sila ba. So sa ilang journey daghan pud sila kanang naagihan nga pagsubok which is usa na ato ang kagutom kay lagi lisod mangita og kanang lisod mangita og pagkaon. Pero that time wa jud sila give up guys. So then sunod ato napoy usa ka incident nga hapit gikidnap ang boy sa mga tao nga ni refer nila as a bad guy. So kuana ni sunani pero giprotektahan siya sa boy ang man pinaagi sa pagpatay sa mga mukidnap sa boy. So after ni escape sila dali-dali unya nakita nila kung giun sa pagpatay ang kuan gidadali nila ngita og kanang kuan pod nagdadali sila pangita og abandon pod nga kanang kuan kanang lugar hangtod sa nakakita sila og usa ka cellar which is diha nga kuan giabrihan nila. So ang seller dito nakita nila nga na ay mga tao dito nga kanang kuan gipatay sila sa mga cannibal ba. So after nila nakita ato after nakita nila sa katong gipabuhat sa katong mga cannibal mo to nagdali-dali sila kuan escape ba. So after ato nitakas din sila sa mga cannibals nga ningopod sa ila. So guys, this is the main message of the novel. So, the main message of The Road is that humans can remain good and pure even when faced with the most sinister of evils. Themes of perseverance and hope are prevalent throughout this novel. So, di ba guys, kuan ba dyan guys? So, this kanang kuan nagsidya aram ka tinamugad dyan pinaka-main sa kuan ba kay which is katong story based sa mga patay-batay, mga cannibals lagi dyan. Mo nga tayo mga kanis kanang murag naadyo diritanan ang ang kanang pinakatunga or pinaka-idea sa ahong gi-share ni Jowa story. Thank you.
So hello everyone, good afternoon. I'm Christian Ligas and ang isang part is ang team sa novel entitled The Road. So ang theme is a post-apocalyptic journey through a world filled in despair as seen through the eyes of a father and his son. So from the word post-apocalyptic and various forms of fiction like sa literature, it refers to the destructive disaster or apocalypse. So the reason why kani ang novel ay ang the theme ingani nga sa novel tungod kay mao lagi ang journey sa father and the son, which is kadtong nahitabo sa US, and kanang grabe ang hitabo dito kay imagine kanang na-apocalypse ng hitabo, and also ang disaster like na kanang collapse sa mga building, and also kanang mga disaster like ng mga bagyo-bagyo na hitabo ingana, and kanang na-cause gani nga kanang ang ilang industry dito sa ilang lugar kay kanang nawa as well as katong buhi sa mga tao. And also kanang ang ilan na dyan is kanang sa bata o sa ilang papa is ang ilan dyan only way is to survive, and kanang ang ilan dyan goal sa journey is to reach ang goals, which is ang atong safe place. And before ka makaabot sa safe place is kana ganing daghan kang may counter like sa katong giingonit kang Denmark ganina nga katong mga tao as well as katong sa kanang pareharasin nato ang mga tao nga kanang wala yung mahimo lagi kay wala yung food nga na mo patay na naman sila laing tao para ilang ang kanon. And also kanang pusil-pusil nga na. So mo nang gusto sa razon ko nga kanang grabe ang ilang. So aside from that, no, kanang ang ilang pong problema is ang food. So kanang grabe ang kanang lagi mga store nga na kay nangawa na lagi. Ang ila po dito is kanang gutom nga na. So maguna lang ko anong stock kanang mga resources in order for them to kanang to live and to survive. So ang issue na dun is ang father na dun is to kanang para sa uban nga kanang simple lang kanang mo ilay pa nilang anak mabuti ra na simple, but then tinga to ang hitabo. So kung wak mo nakakuan sa story jud kanang mamukha na kasabot kanang try to imagine laman or kanang nahinungdan mo sa kanang salida sa train to Busan. So ingana itong gibuhat sa itong anak kato ingana gibuhat silang papa para to survive ang dami. And ang ahora is the purpose of kanang journey sa father and son is to keep moving kay kanang ang imo is either mulihok ka or kanang mamatay ka, mulihok ka kay para maabotin atong coast, and kung magpabilin ka dira mamatay ra ka. So ingana na para may pros and cons. And the novel is about a father sacrificing everything for his son, keeping on and moving despite a nightmare landscape and only for his son's sake. Thank you.
Okay, so again, good afternoon everyone. So I am Timothy James Diaz. So for this afternoon, I will be presenting to you the last novel of our content presentation, which is entitled On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. So before we get into the summary of the story or the novel, I am going to discuss to you the author's background of this owner of this novel. So the owner of this novel is named Ocean Vuong. So Ocean Vuong is born on October 14, 1988 in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. So kani si Ocean Vuong usa siya ka Vietnamese. Pero sa ikaduha ni diyang information sa author's background, you might wonder ngano Vietnamese siya, he is an Asian person. Pero ngano American writer siya. So may bawaan na nato later on. So, ang siya, usa siya ka klase nga author nga nag-discuss siya, ang iyang mga novel is nag-revolve around war, trauma, queerness, and immigrant experiences. So, murag makuan pa ka ba kay, di ba every author, we believe that every author has a different perspective. So, somehow sa iya, maka-question ka nga, hindi ko siya mga ingana po na type ng mga novel. O niya, kaning On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous is usabi sa iyang mga best novel na na-publish in the year 2019. So, before they ko mo proceed, kanang naman ko na there is a reason nganong ganahan si Ja og war. Kay, one god, sa pagkatao Ja, dito siya nataw sa Vietnam, kunya, katong nataw si Ja, sa gamay pa si Ja, they experience war. Unya, dato wag kay naka-experience mo si Ja og war, mo to ma-lead to them sa iyang family og trauma. Then, sunod is queerness. So, kay ba man jud taon sa pasabot og tag queerness, so murag kumbaga sa LGBT. Kay ang kani si Ocean Bong, he is a gay man. Then, lastly is immigrant experience kay katong nag-war sa Vietnam, ning migrate man sila ngadto sa US dito sa foreign land. So, mo na nga napo si Jay mga novel nga kanang it revolves around immigrant experience. So, introduction. On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong is a critically acclaimed debut novel by poet Ocean Vuong, written in the form of a letter from a son to his illiterate mother. The book is a deeply personal exploration of identity, family, memory, and the complexities of love. So, ang kaning On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous, dili na siya mag-focus na sa usa, duha, tulo, pero murag kanang itong mga common nga mga butang sa kinabuhi, like kanang family, identity na to, mga memories na to, kanang sa ato po mga relationship po. So today, I will be showing to you I will be showing to you a summary. Actually, ako diyang summary kay the novel is too long. Like, ako gi-search dyan, I think that, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was 16, I think it consists of 16 chapters with 250 plus na pages. So, in order para masabta, nagwan ko og summary ani. So, here it is. So, the story is narrated by Little Dog. Si Little Dog, usa si Jaka, like the main character sa story. Pero mag-wonder ka nga, ang story ginarrate sa Little Dog. So, unsa man like mananap ang naghimo anak. Pero actually, Little Dog is a Vietnamese American who reflects on his upbringing experiences and relationships while addressing his mother Rose. So, ang story nag-revolve si Ja, kaya ang kanimang novel is mura ka ng what we call this an epistolary novel. Epistolary means kanabang relating to letter. Kaya ang kanimang novel is ang main character ani which is si Little Dog, sige si Ja og suwat para ija tong i-adjust nito sa iyang mother na si Rose. Then next is they live in a small apartment in Hartford, Connecticut, where he navigates the challenges of being an immigrant in a foreign land. Kaya, di ba like what I said ganina, nga katong naka-experience sila o katong Vietnam War, I think Ocean Vuong was still a young boy at that time. Gamay pa din si Jaka Adjo atong time na, tuod kay naka-experience sila o Vietnam War, then naman po si J. Lola lagi po. Ang iyang lola is gusto niya nga ma-provide ni Jia si Ocean Vuong, iyang apo, katong mama ni Ocean Vuong, which is iyang daughter, ug maadyo nga life. So they decided to migrate in Hartford, Connecticut. So dili sila nagtudyo sa small nga apartment. Nya, kung natang tayo mga, ning bali naman lagi sila og naikuan lugar, so murag new beginnings na po, new chapter na po sa ilang life. Then, panibago na po nga challenges nga ilang agian, sa dihang nag-start na sila og tudyo sa foreign land. Kanang lugar ba, di sila taga-dihaan. Then, moto as kato si Little Dog, when he grow up na si Jazz, sige si Jazz suwat og letter, sige si Jazz og letter ka nang i-address ni Jazz sa iyang mama nga illiterate. Kaya ang iya lagi ko mama, nanarbaho ko na dito nanarbaho ko na ngadto sa atong nag-migrate na sila, nanarbaho na as manicurist nga na. You know, they are Vietnamese and they're not really good at English. So, murag ma-consider si Jazz nga illiterate ba? Then next is, his relationship with his mother is complicated. Kay, although si Ocean Vuong, he is a Vietnamese, kaya ang iyang mama Vietnamese man, as well as his grandmother, kumbaga ang iyang mama dito nagdako sa Vietnam. Diya si Ocean Vuong po dito po siya nagtawo sa Vietnam, pero tungod lagi kay naay war, gamay pa si Diya, migrate na sila ngadto sa Amerika. So nasa ni complication sa relationship between ni Ocean Vuong ug iyang mama tungod kay ang si Ocean Vuong kana bang usa si Diya ka type of kanang person nga he has a kanang Vietnamese man si Diya, so kanang ang iyang beauty Asian, kanang ang iyang yung looks Asian, pero ang iyang personality kuha niya ang personality sa taga foreign. Nga mo na ang iyang mama lagi kay di may igor man lagi ning migrate dia sa USA lagi niya dito man jud tubo man jud tong Vietnam ng iyang mama. So although bisag si Ocean Vuong nagdako si Diya sa iyang mama, mo na nagyapon sila complication sa ilang relationship kay ang si Ocean Vuong bisag Asian si Diya, like true-blooded Asian, pero nagdako siya sa Amerika lagi. Ang iyang personality pang foreign like taga western. Wala yang mama kay igora man ding migrate diya sa kuan, pero nagdako man sa Vietnam. So mga to nga murag lahi ilang dagan sa ilang personality mo nang naipanahon nga di sila magkasinabot. Then, when Little Dog grew up, he became entangled in a passionate relationship with a white boy named Trevor. So, kani si Little Dog, katong nagdako na siya, nagtrabaho siya sa tobacco farm. Unya diha tayo mga na-meet niya niyang love of his life mo tong usa ka Amerikano nga si Trevor. Then, as days pass by or as months or as years pass by, daghang nahitabo nga na ang ilang relationship wa naglast. Namatay si Trevor because he got addicted into opioid. When we say opioid, it is a kind of drugs. Nga like pain reliever, something nga natahong na according sa research dyan, na overdose si John, mo to nga namatay. So okay, so that's all for my part of the content presentation.
So good day everyone, I am Hani Montazo. So tonight we're going to talk about the themes of the novel which is On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. So first we have war, trauma, and abuse. So when we hear or read these words, unsa may musod sa atong hunahuna? Kung ano like sufferings, mga bad ideas, traumas, and violence. So, sa Little Dog more perspective, Little Dog was being abused by her mother, which is Rose. The reason was because of Rose's trauma during the Vietnam War. Rose's experience during war is very traumatizing. That is why she was diagnosed with PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder that leads her abusing her son, which is Little Dog. One time, Little Dog hides behind the door to prank his mother, and when Rose walks by, he jumps out and yells, "Boom!" So in short, mag-iyan na ni kurat ang iyong mama. So, kita yung kurat or kuratan ta sa someone, what's the reaction? Like, pwede ta mahadlok, maratol, at the end, diya ka mukatawa na lamang tayo nga no. But instead, may nga na ang reaction ni Rose. She screams and breaks down into tears, grabbing her chest and gasping for air. So, kay lagi, nga naman ang reaction ni Rose nga instead of maratol kadali, malipay, pero lahi man ang iyang reaction noon. The reason was, her early life was in a state of constant fear and anticipation of violence, and that state remains even after the war. Also, Little Dog's own childhood is common with violence in the form of Rose abuse, which reflects the violence and stress that Rose was subjected during the Vietnam War. So imagine, tungod sa na-experience ni Rose tungod sa Vietnam War, nga trauma, iyang mo na reason nga tong di ba na-diagnose with PTSD, nga nung leads niya o iyan i-abuse iyang kaugan niyong anak ay tungod lagi kay stress siya, trauma, lahi ang reaction niya sa mga butang, especially if makurat siya, murag ilang lugar niya na kay common o kanang mga gunshots. So makadungog na guys, Rose nga na lain ang iya kay tungkol sa trauma niya pag-war, maghilak-hilak na siya, grabe yung trauma. So mo na, war, trauma, and abuse is one of the themes in the novel. So next we have drugs and addiction. So, drugs are commonplace during little dog's teenage years. So in sila, drugs and companies and doctors are directly responsible for the widespread drug in the US during the 21st century. Little Dog recounts lots of drugs use among his peers, growing up in Connecticut, which is ang ilang lugar, especially Trevor, his close friends and first lover, which reflects the widespread nature of the drug cases in America. So, drug is essential to Trevor's life rather, as well as Little Dog's life. So, imagine kung sa sila ka addict sa drugs. Na-recall na-remember ni Little Dogs na why time na mag-story sila ni Trevor na dili mag-involve o drugs. So, drug is the reason why several of her friends died, especially Trevor, due to the drugs overdose. So, muna ang involvement sa drugs and addiction sa novel. Lastly, we have gender and sexuality. So, gender and sexuality, it's because we all know that Little Dogs is a gay, and he was in a relationship with Trevor. So, Little Dog already know that he was a gay at a very young age. So, imagine, bata pa si Jack, kay bawa na si Jack, ingana si Jack. So, murag pressure din si Jack. Kay one time, when his neighborhood kids laughed at him and called him a little bitch, so her mother encouraged him to be strong and act a real man. So, imagine, I mean, to act a real boy rather. So imagine, bata pa ka nga, kay bawal ka nga, gay dahil ka dyan. Sa inyong society kay dapat real boy, especially kay murag sa inyong society kay murag dapat mag-dominate gani ang masculinity. Dapat way mga gay, something nga na. So, Little Dog was taught early on being a real boy is rooted with strength and hinges on a very narrow traditional definition of masculinity. So, because of that happening, it is the beginning of his life being discriminated because of his sexuality and failure to embody the qualities of a real boy or real man. So, in their place, which is Connecticut, during 1990s and 20s, he was bombarded with society's stereotypical assumptions of gender, and particularly masculinity. So, Little Dog knows that he will be gay forever. That is part of who he is and not some sort of phase. And that discrimination that he faces because of his sexuality is closely connected with society's expectation of what it means to be a real boy or real man. So imagine, unsa iyang mga feel, unsa mga gipadaan gani nga bully sa ilang lugar kay tungod lagi kay lahi iyang sexuality. So more ng gender and sexuality ang one of the things in on earth for believers. That's all.
Okay, so that's all for our content presentation. I hope you had learned something from the four novels that we discussed: the Scarlet Heart, the Lord of the Flies, the Road, and lastly, On Earth for Briefly Gorgeous. We are really sorry for the inconvenience. That's all. Thank you.